Hi, Naimah.
Hello.
Hi, hello everyone who's watching, and welcome to our Facebook Live, which is dedicated to the tragic news that Keeping Up with the Kardashians is going to come to an end next year. I'm not over it. I'll never get over it. I don't know about you.
It was very hard news to take in. It really was.
I
When
mean,
it came out last night.
quite luckily, I was in the pub last night when I found out when the news dropped, so I could kind of drown my sorrows immediately. So that was handy. But yeah, so during this chat, basically, me and you are just going to talk about our favourite moments from the show ever. Here we go. Very old school clip.
I haven't seen this in a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time since they've looked like this.
They all look different, especially Kylie. Wow.
Yeah, Kylie's the biggest change for sure. Kim was always centre of attention. Look, loved it.
Still is.
Still is. Yeah, she is the queen for sure. But yeah, just to introduce ourselves anyway, my name is Vicki Newman and I'm a senior celebrity reporter for The Mirror. And this is Naimah Archibald, who's on the social team. But most importantly, we are both huge Keeping Up with the Kardashians fans. So as we saw last night, the news dropped that the show was going to be ending. So everybody in the family kind of released this same statement on social media. And they said, "To our amazing fans, it is with heavy hearts that we've made the difficult decision as a family to say goodbye to Keeping Up with the Kardashians. After what will be 14 years, 20 seasons, hundreds of episodes, and numerous spin off shows, we are beyond grateful to all of you who've watched us for all of these years, through the good times, the bad times, the happiness, the tears, and the many relationships and children. We'll cherish the wonderful memories and countless people we've met along the way." So the last season is going to air, they've said, in early 2021. How are you feeling about it?
I do think it's come at the right time. As much as I'm hurt and I'm going to miss it, and it's been part of my life for a long time, I think it's the perfect time to end it. I think we've seen the youngest kids grow. I mean, I remember when Mason was born. So the
Yeah.
fact that he's walking around and talking and he's a teenager with TikTok and Instagram, I think it's time. We have to let them go.
Yeah, just to say as well, by the way, everyone, if you want to join in, if you've got any questions or you want to talk about your favorite moments, let us know in the comments. Join in. Yeah, I genuinely am gutted. I kind of just thought it would just go on forever, and obviously it had to come to an end at some point. But after all those years, it's kind of, and it is weird because yeah, it's a TV show. We don't know these people. We're never going to be mates with them. Very sadly, I'd love to, but it does become a big part of your life. And like you say, you remember kind of being there watching when all these babies were born, and then yeah, you've seen them grow up. So it's really sad. It is genuinely the end of an era
It
when the
is.
show ends.
I have like Kardashian moments attached to some of my big moments in my life. Like I
Yeah,
remember when the news first came out that Kim and Chris Humphries were getting a divorce. I was on holiday at the time and I was in a beautiful country. I was in Florida and it was hot outside. I didn't want to go outside and enjoy the sun because I was glued to the screen just
yeah,
watching like TV news updates.
the drama.
Yeah. And then obviously watching that season of the spin-off where she obviously detailed why the divorce happened and how it got there. I mean, I don't know her, but you do form kind of attachments in your own way. You get to know the family. You have your favorites. You have your least favorites.
Yeah.
So
No, definitely. And it is weird. And I think this happens a lot with reality stars where you see so much of them, the whole lives play out on television and on social media, and you do feel like you know them, but you don't. And it's quite strange. It must be strange for them when people kind of approach them and feel like they know who they are.
yeah, I've had, I remember watching some interviews with Chloe where she talked about when she was going through her fertility struggles with Lamar, people
Mm,
would come up to her in the street and give her advice that was very personal and it obviously made
yeah.
her feel uncomfortable. So it's an odd dynamic.
Well, also, probably felt more uncomfortable because she's since admitted that that was all fake.
Yeah.
And she's admitted that really she just didn't want to have a baby with Lamar. So she was kind of pretending. So that obviously made it kind of double awkward when people were, you know, being heartfelt with her, I suppose. But yeah, like you say, over the years, we've seen it all. We've had births, we've seen them deal with deaths, we've had proposals, marriages, breakups, divorces, scandals, armed robberies, literally everything. So me and you had a little chat earlier, didn't we? And we decided on a few clips that we've chosen as some of our favourite ever moments. And this one is what we chose as the funniest moment ever. So let's have a watch.
Wait.
Ow, I'm gonna have such a headache.
Wait.
My earring's gone.
Are you
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. My diamond earring.
Hold on.
Seriously. It's not funny.
Are you
because
serious?
Literally, that's $75,000.
Hold on. We'll find it, baby.
We're not gonna find it in the ocean. Oh, what happened? My diamond earrings fell out. I had my diamond earrings in and one of them came out.
$75,000.
You know, that's a lot of money, isn't it? I'd be crying as well, I think. But yeah, it's a bit of a cliche, I'll admit that. But it is just one of those moments everybody remembers, everybody talks about. And it's like classic Kim. Also worth mentioning how different Kylie looks in that clip.
I didn't even recognize her. She's a completely different person now, literally.
Literally, different person.
Mm.
She's had like a face transplant by the looks. No comment.
Maybe she's one of those clones, like Avril Lavigne.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Kardashian conspiracy theories. Kylie died shortly after that, and they replaced her with a look-alike. Okay, you heard it here first. Yeah, this moment was brilliant. The best bit, obviously, just after that, there, Kourtney gets involved, and she's like, "People are dying, Kim."
Kim, there's people dying.
Very good point. You know, there's the bigger fish to fry than a lost diamond earring. But of course, they did find it in the end, didn't they? Yeah. I think Kendall and Chris kind of went diving in the ocean, somehow managed to find this earring. I don't know how, because that is an epic task.
I remember when the divorce happened and Chris Humphries was talking about his relationship with the producers, and he was suggesting that maybe didn't happen, in that the earrings it was going to be kind of set up, because he said that she came to him and was like, "Oh my, I found my earrings," and he was like, "Well, that was a bit lucky," and she's like, "Yeah," with a wink. So
yeah,
you
right. So this is the thing. I don't think that Kim is that good of an actress that she could fake that turmoil she went through with losing that. I just don't think so. So we've talked a bit about conspiracies there. So let's talk about our theories. Why do you think that now is the time? Why is the show ending?
I do think it's odd timing. I mean, we know Kourtney left last season, and her reasoning was that she wanted to have a bit of a private life. She didn't want to share certain things of herself on the show anymore. And I do think it's fair to say Kourtney has carried the show for a long time. She showed everything. She showed her early relationship with Scott. There was cheating. They broke up, got back together, all of the pregnancies, Scott's troubles with rehab. I remember that horrible season of Kourtney and Khloe Take Miami, where he just went off the rails.
Yeah.
So she's showed everything and been open. So she's obviously taken a step back.
Was this when the dollar bill happened? The $100 bill?
So like around that time. But when I think she was pregnant with baby number 2, but this was when he smashed the mirror and kind of trashed the place and had to stay at another hotel. So she's shown everything. She's obviously taken a step back. Khloe's being kind of vague about her relationship with Tristan. She's not wanting to admit that they're back together. So she's hiding stuff. And then Kim is keeping Kanye out of the limelight in terms of the show at the moment. So I just think they're kind of running out of reality to show. You know, there's only so many pranks and things that you can do. So
Yeah.
I think it's that.
I've got a bit of a wild theory. Okay. So just stay with us for a minute because it is a bit out there, right? I think, as usual, the Kardashians know something we don't, right? I think they've got it down that Kanye is a shoo-in for president, okay? He's gonna win this election. So when Kim's first lady, she can hardly be parading around on a reality show, can she? So we've got a question coming from Yara. What will you be watching instead? Any recommendations?
I'm just gonna go back. I love the Real Housewives. I love the Real Housewives. I love drama. I love petty arguments. It's going to be me. I mean, before that, I'd watched Mob Wives, Love and Hip Hop, anything just with a large collective of people just doing silly things and arguing about nothing. Like, I think with this year and lockdown, it's nice to focus on someone's small problems as opposed to the world.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think I'm a big rewatcher. I watch shows over and over again that I like, and I can see myself going back to day one and rewatching all of Kardashians. Apart from that, my other favourite reality show, stereotypically, is Geordie Shore. It's absolute, drivel, but I love it, and I really like to get involved in the drama going on. And now that I live in London, especially, it's like hanging out with my mates every week from back home. That's how it feels to me.
It's been a spin-off of Jersey Shore, though. Like,
yeah, it is.
Updating them on their present day. So if you watch that back in the day, you can catch up.
Yeah.
Flip it like this, if that continues.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did really like that, actually. That hopefully that will come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's have a look at another clip now. This one is the one we chose as the saddest moment ever from the show. Let's have a watch.
And I know as much as these people hurt us, I also know that if this can make them better, and if I can be that person, then like I know I'm strong enough to do that. It just sucks it has to be so public. Because no one understands how I'm not just a TV show. Like, this is my life, and it like breaks my soul, and it's happened so many times.
This, genuinely, I was in tears watching this. I will openly admit that. It was in the aftermath, obviously, of the Jordan Woods and Tristan scandal. This was obviously the second time that Tristan had really, really publicly humiliated Khloe by cheating on her. But this time the betrayal was even worse because he cheated with Jordan Woods, who at the time was Kylie Jenner's BFF. She was a huge part of the family. They all considered her a sister, a daughter. She was a really big part of the family. And yeah, this was all sort of captured, all the fallout from it. Genuinely watching that when it first aired, it really cut us up. I was really felt terrible for Khloe. Did it have that for you, do you think?
I think from my perspective, regardless of how I felt about the situation and what happened, we all watch these shows, we follow those people on social media, and I think people get detached and forget that they're human. I think there must be a massive mental health element to literally having a camera crew follow you around every day. Everything you do is being spoken about and commented on social media. She became a meme. They started calling Tristan third trimester Thompson. Like, it became a joke. And it's all good and well, but if that's your life, that must be horrible. And you've got to sit there in a full face of makeup on camera and talk about it like it's nothing. So I think that should maybe make people be gentler to not just her, but anyone in that lifestyle, because they're battling with real things.
Yeah, and it is hard. I mean, obviously, you know, the show at its core is meant to be entertaining, of course, but they've all said that, you know, that they signed up to show the good and the bad. And I think Chloe, particularly with men, with relationships, has had a really hard time. And I think that, you know, most, if not all, women watching the show can identify with that and do feel for her because we've been through similar things, you know. Yeah, so let's go back to the very, very beginning of the show, okay? Whose idea was it? Are you team Chris or are you team Caitlin? Because they both reckon it was their idea.
I don't know. I trust Caitlin sometimes, but I think some of the revelations in the book have made me question some of the narratives, because some of the things that Caitlin said were then proven not to be true. I suppose I follow the narrative of Chris becoming friends with Ryan Seacrest. Like, I see Chris as a social butterfly. She makes friends that are, you know, an advantage to her. I was reading recently that she's now friends with Cardi B. You know, and they give each other, she gives Cardi B mothering advice and she takes advice from Cardi B. So she's a very kind of, what's the word? Not an opportunist, but you know, she's smart with her friendship. So I can imagine her making friends with Ryan Seacrest, inviting him to dinner and saying, oh, hey, you know, this is my crazy family and we're so eccentric. And then it going from there. I don't know if Caitlin would have had that same thought process in terms of the celebrity.
Yeah.
Still, even if it was Caitlin's idea, I mean, it was Chris's spearheading and management and just knowledge of the industry that has obviously designed the careers for all of her kids, all of them.
You can't beat the momager. She knows it. Speaking of Chris then, okay, does she really orchestrate everything? Is this show real or is it fake?
I think they call it reality television, but I think with any show you watch, there's always some element of, whether it's editing or just, you know, it happening accidentally because people play up to cameras, things happen. Sometimes you watch it and they do these pranks and you look at it and you think, okay, this is definitely you sitting down with a producer and saying, this is what we're going to do today. But I don't think that Chris would say, I don't believe in the theory that, you know, Chris was in the room with Ray J and Kim and said, right, we're going to shoot this, we're going to leak it. I don't think it goes that far.
Yeah, I think, you know, I'm the same, where, you know, there probably is things where the prompted or whatever. But I do think that for generally speaking, for the best part of it, I think it is real. And we kind of know this, you know, obviously, as particularly in my job, you know, I follow the Kardashians relentlessly, and we sort of will be reporting on what's happening in their lives, and then a couple of months later the show lands. And that's what I love about it, that you sort of go behind the scenes with them and you get to see how they dealt with it at the time. And it's really interesting. But at the end of the day, to be quite honest, I don't care if it's real or if it's fake, because I love it so much. It doesn't really bother us if they're getting told what to do and say. So I don't care. That's just a TV show. That's how they work.
I think it depends on what is real and what is being orchestrated as well. If it were to come out that, you know, something as serious as what happened in Paris, or, you know, a divorce was fake, then that would be a bit upsetting. But, you know, something silly like a game that they play or a minimal argument, then I don't really mind.
We've got an interesting question here from Sharon. She says, how can anyone enjoy this show? And she feels so passionately about it that she's used 4 question marks. Well, Sharon, I can enjoy the show quite easily. If you mean literally, how can you enjoy it? It's available to watch in the UK on Hey You, and which you can subscribe to for a small monthly fee. If you mean in a more general sense, how can you enjoy it? Because it's great. It's got everything. It's got, you know, glamorous celebrities. It's got drama. It's got fights. It's got tears. It's got laughs. It's got great characters who keep you enthralled. It's got everything as far as I'm concerned. How do you feel?
I always use this analogy. There are days where I'm hungry and I want a steak with lobster and chips. And then there are days where I just want beans on toast. Not everything needs to be this sophisticated film with cinematography that wins an Oscar. I don't mind watching films like that, but sometimes I just want to watch a shark tornado too. And I think
that's another live. We'll do that next.
But I just think I can enjoy the Kardashians, and then on the other side of the spectrum, I can watch a documentary about planet Earth. I don't think you can only enjoy one or the other, and I think we should just let people enjoy what they want to.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah, I have this argument quite a lot with with just my job, because I do showbiz journalism. There is a lot of people out there who say, "Is this even news? Who cares?" and all that. And it's quite simple to explain, really. We're writing for people who want to read that. If you don't want to read that, don't read it, and don't follow on Twitter so you can just give us sarcastic comments. It's I use the analogy that I don't care about football. I've got no interest in sport, so I just don't read it and I don't watch it, and I don't go on the Mirror Football Twitter and go, "Oh, is this even news?" Because it's not to me, but it is to someone.
Yeah.
So, right, let's have another clip, okay? So this is what we chose as our most shocking moment ever. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, it cut off there just as well, getting to the really juicy right hooks and everything. Incredible. This argument obviously started because of a comment from Kim. There'd been a lot of tension, hadn't there, with Courtney and her kind of stepping back from the show. Yeah. Kim made some sort of suggestion to Kendall that apart from Kim and Chloe, Chris can't really rely on anyone to turn up and do the jobs. Kendall wasn't happy, and then Courtney got involved. It turned physical very quickly. And one thing we didn't see then was an absolutely cracking slap from Courtney right across Kim's face. She hit her so hard that her head bounced off the wall and left her makeup behind. It was just incredible.
I think that is my top 2 Kardashian moment, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's just because if you've been a fan of the show, you've seen the build up to that. You've seen the dynamic between Kim and Courtney, and that was just like boiling point.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of build-up. It had been building and building, this tension between them, and it just exploded. And I think, people with siblings can totally understand this, because we've all had that kind of fight with a brother or a sister. But it was just incredible. And one of my favourite bit about it, when the makeup went on the wall, and then Chloe comes along with like a spray bottle and a cloth and starts just wiping the makeup off the wall. And it's like, there's things going on here now. Come on. That can wait. She loves a clean home. She loves a clean home.
Yeah. In a lot of episodes, she's talking about having a problem with that. Like anything being in place. She's very
OCD. She is a bit, isn't she?
She can never live with me. She's thrown me out.
Right. So everyone's got a favourite Kardashian. Who is yours? Based
off of that clip you've just shown, things like that have changed it. For years, I would always say Chloe. She's the most relatable. Like when I was younger, I struggled with my weight a bit, so I related to her in feeling bigger and trying to embrace that. But I think after the Jordan Woods situation and how that was handled, and then I think the way she kind of switched sides with Kim and Courtney, it put me off. So now I'd say Courtney.
Yeah. People say that a lot, but I am still a die-hard Chloe fan. I just don't think she can ever be replaced for me at the top. I love her so much. I really relate to her, like you say. And yeah, I think she's funny. She's a great gal. Wish I was her mate, basically. And I hope she doesn't get back with Tristan, because I don't want that for her. But yeah, so last question, okay. Can the Kardashian brand survive without the show?
I think it can. And if not the Kardashian brand, then the Jenner brand.
Mm.
And that in itself will help the other. I mean, as much as Forbes disproved it, Kylie's got close to 1 billion with her makeup. She has
close.
She's a massive social media following. She's known, you know, among certain crowds. They're fine.
Yeah, totally. They've got such a huge individual platform now, every single one of them. Like you say, even just Instagram alone, they've got like hundreds of millions of followers, haven't they, between them, and they can do anything and they've got that reach. But the one thing that the show did bring them, it was a lot of the time a big free advert for them, a huge international advert that they actually were getting paid a lot of money to do. You'd always see them going along to photo shoots for the latest perfume or the new, you know, Kylie's new lip kit. You'd see her in the office. You'd see all this stuff. Kim talking about her Skims and everything. It was a huge advert, but I don't think that they're going to be suffering or worried at all. They're going to definitely. They don't need the show.
No.
We do. That's the problem.
I think someone like Rob will suffer a bit. The hangers-on will suffer. The Robs, the Jonathans, the Malikas, like, you know, they don't really have much going on outside of the show.
Rob has got a very successful sock line, so I don't know what you're talking about. He's got great socks. Like
George, right?
Yeah, that's it. Maybe we'll get through one now. Kylie, if you're watching, I have actually, you know, what my lip kits are running quite low as well. So I wouldn't mind some freebies. You never know, do you? But yeah, look, I could talk to you about the Kardashians all day, but we should probably get on with some other work, I'm imagining. But thanks everyone for watching. It's been great, and RIP Keeping Up with the Kardashians is all I can say.
Oh.